Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Warcraft Weekly, episode number 10. And this is your weekly news show, taking a look at everything that's been happening in the world of Azeroth. Today's date is the 25th of October, and we're going to be taking a look at everything that's been happening in the past 7 days. In the news this week, at the start of the week, we found out that the act that will be closing Blizzcon this year is none other than Metallica. Whether you're going to be there in person, or if you're going to be watching online via the virtual ticket, you're bound to enjoy what is set to be an amazing closing ceremony. Now they do have quite a bit to live up to, considering we've had Blink-182 in the past, Tenacious D, Foo Fighters, Ozzy Osbourne, but either way, it should be an amazing closing ceremony. Blizzard have released another blog post taking a look at the different types of enemies that we're going to be going up against come Warlords of Draenor. And this time round, they took a look at some of the more common mobs wandering around in Gorgrond. This blog post takes a look at the Botany, the Infested, Genosaurs, and the Goron, and the post has got a lot of information in it, such as where these beasts have come from, as well as some amazing artwork for you to go and take a look at. There are more free character migrations available on top of the ones that we mentioned in last week's news for characters on the European realms. If you're on Argent Dawn, then you can move to Moonglade and Darkmoon Fair. If you're on Draenor, you can move to Emerald Dream and Shadow Song. If you're on Outland, you can move to Dark Sorrow and Storm Reaver. And if you're on Silvermoon, you can move to Ajol Nerub and Khadgar. And finally, if you're on Kazakh, Stormscale, Twisting Nether or Ragnaros, then you're able to move to Dark Sorrow and Orkendown. These free character transfers are available until the 29th of December. With Warlords of Draenor just around the corner, Blizzard are having a sale on select character services. Up until the 29th of December, you're able to get 25% off character transfers, faction changes, guild transfers, and guild faction changes. With just a few days left on this offer, you should act now in order to take advantage of this 25% saving. Now, if you cast your mind back to a few months ago and remember that little series that was appearing on the internet called Azeroth Choppers, well, the Horde Chopper from Azeroth Choppers has now been made available to players in-game. So if you qualified for it by logging in between July the 24th and September the 30th, you can now open up your Mounts tab and ride upon your Warlord's Death Wheel. Alliance players do hold on a little bit because your chopper was in the beta files and was available for purchase, so I'm sure you'll be able to ride on yours at some point in the future. If you're from the land down under, or Australia as it's more commonly known, then great news for you. Blizzard are currently working on Australian World of Warcraft game servers, which are going to be put in an Australian data centre ahead of Warlords of Draenor, and this new infrastructure will support both Australia and New Zealand. The introduction of these new servers should provide a more significant, smoother gameplay experience for players in that region. If you're currently on one of the Oceanic realms, then you should automatically experience improved latency once the new servers go live. If you're on a North American realm, such as Blackrock and Proudmoore, then optional free character and guild transfers will be offered for a limited time once the new servers do come online. If you're a fan of the 6-part Lords of War animated miniseries that was released, then there's some good news for you too. If you want to see how both the story and the artwork was developed and put together for these animated episodes, the Blizzard have released 2 new videos taking a look at the behind the scenes of Lords of War. If you really enjoyed this series, or if you're just interested on how they put together the art and the story, then you should go and check them out, as there's a lot of awesome information in those 2 videos. 1 week from today, on October the 31st, the top 8 3v3 arena teams in the world are going to converge in ESL Studios in Burbank, California, to commence the BlizzCon 2014 World of Warcraft Arena Championship. And we are all invited to go and watch the action. Now, the teams have been split up into 2 brackets, which is Group A and Group B, and there's going to be 6 matches played on October the 31st, and the 8 teams that are still in the game will be heading to Anaheim the following week, with the group winners sitting pretty in possession of 2 of the final 4 spots in the semi-finals. The action kicks off at 12 PM noon PDT on October the 31st, with each match set to start at the top of the hour following the previous match. You can join in by watching over at twitch.tv/Blizzard. And to close the show this week, popular YouTubers Jesse Cox and Wow Crandor have gathered together a group of people in order to go and storm the front lines of Draenor in a new series called Nerdlords of Draenor. In this series, Jesse and Wow Crandor take to the Beta Realms in order to explore different aspects of the new expansion with a different guest in each episode that they release. They're also going to be releasing animated shorts, taking a look at some of the best moments around their journey in Draenor. You can check it out now by heading over to the Polaris YouTube channel. That's going to do it for this week's news. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.